I'm Red Beard the Hippy, here with one of the members of Frantic Youth out of Grand Island, Nebraska. Some of the members would have been here, but seeing how they're in high school still makes it a little bit of a challenge. So we got one guy who is still in town, who isn't working and isn't in school. So let's see, we'll start the thing off. Is obviously you guys are young. How did this band come together and meet?
All right. Well, it's pretty. I guess it's pretty interesting because the lead singer of the band is my cousin. So I grew up with him. So we've known each other forever. We're kind of like the favorite cousin. You know what I mean? so that's how that happened. And then our drummer Connor. My first job was at Runza, and it was a pretty funny story too, but the reason we met, we worked at the separate locations, and they had us for a state fair dress up as the mascot.
Oh, okay.
So we're like 14, 15, and we're inside of a costume taking turns because the battery dies like every 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes we go back to the changing room, switch out, and the other person is like kind of guiding the person, the mascot. So that's how I originally met him. And then we had a common interest in cars, so it was kind of just went from there to like, getting each other's socials and just, being friends. Yeah. And then Josh, met him at a gathering. Technically, we took lessons, and he was the next class after I was, so that's how I kind of met him. Him and his brother and his grandpa, and they were really cool people. So then, we just started talking, and that's how I ended up coming up to him because he's not here right now, but if you were to see him, he's a pretty big boy. Like, he looks a lot older than I thought he was.
One of those intimidating.
Yeah. So I talked to him first, and I told him like, we should jam out sometime. We should, do something. It was like the winter, so we were just like, we should just jam out, and that's kind of how it took off.
Well, I notice a lot of times bands are usually formed in the winter because you can't go out and do anything because it's so damn cold.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you want to do? We can form a band. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much how it happened. And he's like, yeah, that's cool. I'll get back to you. And then I think that was like in October, and then in like January or like December, January, he had like hit me up. And he's like, "Hey, you still want to start a band?" I'm like, I forgot about it, but I'm like, yeah. So, and then we got my cousin on board, and then our drummer Connor.
Because you guys are a 4-piece, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, making sure I got the.
Yeah, we were almost 5, but I'm glad that didn't happen. So, yeah, it would have been too much of us.
Well, sometimes 4 pieces are easier because with the thing that people don't understand about bands is you're trying to influence your music taste with what you've been influenced by, and each person has obviously different music tastes, and you're trying to get it to compile into something that sounds good and different and unique, and you make it your own. Yeah.
Yeah, we all have different music tastes, but we kind of revolve around the same thing. So like we can meet in the middle with certain stuff. Like I'd say mine's kind of like all over the place, and so is like Josh and Connor.
Describe all over the place. I'm intrigued by what you mean by.
My Spotify Wrapped had like Frank Sinatra and then like Lamb of God like next to each other. So I was like, well.
Okay, I now understand what you mean by all over the place.
Yeah. And then I had like, I forgot who else I had. The Beatles, and then I forgot who else, but I think it was Kanye, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say
that. People will know who you're talking about. Yeah. I don't know what name he goes by right now, nor do. I really pay attention, but.
Yeah, so it was kind of like, and then every year it's different, and then, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. And
that's definitely a very eclectic music taste. So you can obviously pull in different influences or songwriting, because I feel if you only listen to one style of music and you like, I'm only going to listen to metalcore.
Yeah.
But metalcore between this time frame, it narrows your ability to create stuff, because you can hear like a Beatles song and like, oh, I like how they put this together, but what if we do this with it and kind of make it sound more your own style?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty. Yeah.
It's very, very interesting, but that also sounds like me and a bunch of my friends when you hear our playlist and it's, what?
Yeah, we have a playlist together, and it's kind of like, it's like you go from like Midwest emo to like the Beatles to like some like death metal, and then to like Creed.
I mean, but it gives you more of a variety of stuff to draw from.
Yeah, I like that.
Inspiration and like, if for a vocalist point, if you're if you can't get the words to flow the right way, go listen to some rap music, because those guys can put the words together and chop it up different ways, and you can get influence from that and be like, oh, I like how they did this, so I can bust out some of this style.
Yeah, that's what I like about us as a band, but also as like friends and I guess like family too. But is that we kind of like, you know what I mean? We kind of throw our own ideas, like, why don't you do this way? Why don't you do it that way? And it kind of helps out.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean.
And the best part about being in bands with friends is it makes it easier than being in a band with people you have no clue who they are outside of.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Because if you guys can't hang out together and, you know, play like a video game or something, then it's...
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, well, obviously I've known my cousin my whole life, and I've known Connor for like a good 4 years, 5 years now, and then Josh around the same time, like 3. So, yeah.
So it's not like they're new people that are just coming into the mix. That
it's not like I just like, hey, I put out an ad.
Like, put out an ad on Marketplace.
Please.
You get that 75-year-old guy where you're like, I don't think I want him knowing where I live.
Yeah, or like, in those group on the communities on Facebook, and it's like, in search of rock band. Nah, you know what I mean?
must have influences in this category. But I do vocals. So I need a drummer, a bass, a guitar player, a keyboardist. So you're forming a band, okay. And I know I was told that you guys have just recently released a music video and you guys have a EP coming out.
Yeah.
So how much fun was it going into the studio and recording that? Because that was what studio was that?
Secret Studios. That was I think that was in March. I forgot what day. I don't know. It would have been April. I think it was early April. Yeah, that was pretty fun. We were a little nervous. Not gonna lie. It was kind of our, we all got into the van, and the van is the one on our shirts that if you go to our shows, we have merch on that, and it's a pretty cool van. So we drove up to Kearney. We hung out at Yonda's for a bit because we got there pretty early.
Oh, I know some of the guys at Yonda's. Yeah. They're cool dudes.
Yep. Shout out to Ben. He sold me a pretty sick guitar, and
that dude's nuts.
Yeah, pretty cool. So, so then we hit Secret Studios. We were there. We were there for, I forgot what time we got there. We were there for at least like 7 hours. It was pretty fun. It was a lot of repeat. We were really tired at the end of it, but it was pretty cool. We were all just like nervous. We're like, all right, we gotta redo that. But at the end of it though, we felt relieved. It felt like super nice hearing our, you know what I mean? How we sound.
Oh, yeah.
And like him mixing it, even though it was just like it wasn't even like edited, fully mixed. It was still pretty cool.
But it gives you that sound where you're like, we did that. We created that. So it had that, I'm exhausted, but there's that feeling of accomplishment, like, ooh, we sound like that. That's why we had to redo it so many times.
I think one of the guys took a nap on the couch, but we were all there listening, just like, it's like a little couch like this, and there's like 4 or 5 of us. We're just like, listening to our music. It's pretty cool. We're excited to.
But it's different than like setting up the cell phone in the corner and hitting record so you guys can hear how you like the new song, and it's cell phones are good for that, but at the same point in time they muddle everything and make it kind of challenging to hear.
And it takes up our space. I think out of like all four of us, we've all put in our fair part of using our memory to record our storage.
Oh yeah.
I could go through like days through like just the same song over and over again, but we just recorded it so many times. Yeah. So.
Well, and sometimes like if you're writing new material down, then that helps because it gives you a basic idea of like what was that new thing or that new riff that I was throwing around, and you go back and you're like, oh okay, and I like that. Well, I'm going to change this little part of it, and then you can present it because you don't have to have like the computer and the recording software and the jack to the guitar so you can run it through it.
Yeah, but and then none of us own a tripod, so it's kind of like we're like leaning it against like a table and it'll fall over, and we're like, I think we should really invest in something.
There's like tripods at Walmart for like $10.
But we forget.
Oh yeah, that's the thing that like being in the band. There's always did you grab the cables? Do we have this?
Oh yeah.
Do you have the picks? Do you have drumsticks?
I think I pulled something like that when we were at Secret Studios. I was like, did I not bring my strap? Because you know what I mean. I wanted to be, I play standing up, so I was like. And then Josh got mad at me. He's like, "You didn't bring the strap?" I'm like, "No." It was hidden under like all the like crates that we had, but it was.
Oh yeah.
But I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Spent all day packing, and I forgot the strap. But no, I mean.
And then the music video came out. It's coming out or?
The music video already came out, or did it?
Yeah, where's my handy dandy phone for information?
Yeah.
First single comes out on May 13th.
Yeah, single. Yeah. Our single "Dirty Pavement" comes out May 13th, so you should write that in your calendars and be on the lookout for our socials. So
I do reaction review videos, so I shall add that to the list. I don't know when I'm gonna get to it, but
the music video was pretty fun to do, and it's pretty cool because I was kind of on a time crunch, so it was like juggling having to do the music video, going to work, and then like I had to go out of town that day, so I'm like, Josh, can I leave now? And I said, no, we gotta do it again. I'm like, all right. But yeah, it was pretty cool, and a lot of friends out there to help us, so it was pretty fun.
Oh yeah,
it was pretty cool.
That's what always makes those.
People looking at us, so it was kind of weird just like bringing our instruments and like, you know what I mean?
Not plugged in, but
not plugged in, but
you're at a location and.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like they should kind of comprehend if people are running around with cell phones and there's no amps there. Like, I wonder what they're doing.
Yeah, it's pretty funny though. Like these two kids like came up to me and they're like, they told me that I couldn't get a signature from you. I'm like, well, you can, and I had a Sharpie in my pocket, so I was like, just right on his like forearm there. So, like, cool.
It definitely helps boost the confidence.
I wouldn't. Yeah, it felt good. Yeah.
Especially like moments like that. As long as you're level-minded on things and you don't boost the ego, but you boost the confidence.
Yeah. No, yeah. It felt cool. We're like, man, it was, kids don't even know us, but
they're like, ooh, they're in a band and they've got instruments. We better go get them to sign us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It sounded cool. Yeah. Like once we got our like final mixes of our, stuff and we're listening to it over and over. I mean, it sounded cool. I was like, man.
Are you guys, when you got the final mixes, picking your parts apart? Like, oh, I should have done this, or I was a 30-second off on this E chord, or...
Yeah, we told her... Okay, so we had told ourselves we got the demos immediately that day that we were on our way back. So we're listening to that through the car radio. So you know what I mean, to hear how it sounds. And we're like, no, we're not gonna say nothing until we actually get the final mix, and then we'll like pick apart like what you didn't like, what you should have done. Because I mean, through a demo, you know, obviously they're gonna fix a lot of stuff.
Well, it's kind of like you get something sent to you over Messenger, like, hey, here's a rough draft. Unless you've got like a headphone jack and you plug straight into it, you're not going to be able to. Because I mean, cell phone speakers are so amazing at being able to listen to music quality on it.
Yeah, and then but we did pick apart. We all kind of like. You know, spend a day and we're like, all right, well, let's listen. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
We listen to ourselves as ourselves criticizing, you know, ourselves.
It's a lot different because obviously as being an artist, you're going to pick apart your sections way more than you know, new guy that just we'll just use me as an example. Like, I go on YouTube and I hear it for the first time. I'm not gonna know that you missed a note here or you didn't do this here that you're so used to doing. So I'm gonna think that it sounds amazing, and you're gonna be like, I could have done better. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how it always is. But I mean, it sounds cool. Like, yeah. So.
I mean, just seeing the smile on your face, where you're like, sounds cool. Like you can see that you're at least happy with it, and you're excited about.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
I mean, you can't speak for the other guys here, but well, they can speak for themselves, but they're not here because they had other things to do.
Know, they better be excited. We spent all day there. It's been like a month. Yeah. No, they're excited. They're excited, all right.
Well, I know that was one of the things that I got sent a message like, ask about the EP. Ask about the video, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So, the video was fun to do. But
and then I know you guys have a show coming up. What is it? May
3rd.
May 3rd.
Liederkranz. Yep.
Is it you and like two other?
Great Disappointment and Seasons of Truth. Yep.
Which I don't think I've heard. I don't think I've seen any of those three live.
Yep. But you'll be there May 3rd, right?
I've actually got a scheduling conflict that day.
All right.
I got hit up a couple months ago for a show in Manhattan, Kansas.
Oh yeah.
So, one of those where it's.
You'll probably see this on YouTube. The last.
Well, and I'm trying to catch more shows up here because it's easier with living in Hastings and driving here than driving multiple towns and states and cities away, and plus the Liederkranz with Kieran, he's been bringing a lot of shows in. Yeah. Because you guys have played there once already, haven't you?
Yep.
Okay. Because I recognize the name on one of the flyers. Like I know I've heard that name.
Technically, we play there. This is gonna be our 3rd time. Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Yep. It'll be the 3rd time, so. It'll be pretty fun. The last time, a lot of people showed up. Well, I guess both times, a lot of people showed up. Pretty fun.
Well, I know when I was seeing, I think it was the reason why I saw the first flyer was it was something about a lot of the high school type bands or people that were still in high school or just out of high school, like the younger talents.
Yeah. Young Artist Night, I think that's how he has it on the poster. Yeah.
Which is, I really like the idea of it because it brings new artists to the, I'm gonna hate saying this, the old guys in the community, because if you're not on like a show with like a band that our friends are in or that we know about, then we don't hear about it.
Yeah.
But him bringing notice to like, hey, this is solely for the younger artists, which I really like, because then you get to check out newer artists and newer bands and the younger crowd, so you can see what they're doing and go, okay, live music is still good.
Yeah.
Like, the old guys don't have to carry it anymore. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, it's still thriving.
Yeah.
We just got to be on the lookout for the newer ones.
Yeah, and it's all cool hanging out with all the guys, you know, because usually we all have like mutual friends. So like, you know, our friends and our people that know us are friends with, you know, the other band, and so we all kind of get to know each other, and it's like, all right, well, you know, we kind of all have our, you know, you meet a lot of new people, so it's pretty fun to do
Oh, yes.
that. Yeah, it's really fun to do that. So
that's probably one of the things that I like about covering live music is I get to meet new artists and I get to hang out and talk with them and start getting recognized at these shows. Like, oh, okay, we're gonna get some good photos at this one because he's here, or we're gonna get some videos for live footage that aren't cell phones of people right next to the speaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a safety tip for anybody who's watching this, if you're going to record a video live, please step away from right in front of the speaker.
Yep.
It may not get you the best angle, but step back
a
good ways.
Yeah.
Even with you being kind of more newer to the scene, even you're like, yeah, okay, I see where he's going with this.
Yep.
So, we're going to have to take a time out on this.
All right.
Alright, after a temporary battery change, because those things die, we're going to go with talking about promoting the new album and singles. So how are you guys planning on promoting that stuff when it gets ready to drop?
We have a lot of content as far as like Instagram Reels, TikTok, all that, YouTube and stuff. So
you guys cross-platform everything. So, okay. As being a guy that also does this, you guys take, we'll just say, snippet or short one that's 30 seconds. Do you take that that short and put it on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and?
Yeah, all of it. We all of it. So we anything that has to do with anything. Well, you know, we all like. I like recording like every moment. So like as far as when we want to go to record at Secret Studios, I recorded a lot of like random stuff. Like from the moment we were just in the van. I think I have like a recording of us like arguing, and then we're eating. You know, so like just stuff like that. I mean, get some content.
It also gives like a behind the scenes footage.
Behind the scenes, yeah, that's exactly. We had one of our buddies that are doing that too. Just like give him a camera, his phone, and then just record it.
Well, and then everybody's got a different viewpoint or a different way of seeing stuff. So, which it gives an insight into the band life because everybody's like, oh, you just create some music and then you go do shows and then you go do this, and they don't understand the 6,000 hours of practice time to write material to get the 12 songs or the 8 songs that you guys have and perfected them, and the obviously 7 hours for the studio and the multiple hours of content editing and creating and posting and all that fun, amazing stuff.
Yeah, it's I like the whole behind the scenes stuff. Like when bands post that on their socials, it's pretty cool. It's like, oh man, he's just like me. He's just like, you know what I mean?
Like Epic Rap Battles of History. That's one of the channels that I'll watch, and they'll do battles of 2 famous historical characters that don't even match up. But then I like watching the behind the scenes stuff where they do like the makeup of it and the green screens and or like cinema movies where they show the behind the scenes footage. I always like watching that because it's always fascinating. Of okay, how did you create this, or how did you do this, or
that like you mentioned that, and I was like, I kind of like remember saying something like that. It felt like a fever dream right there. You just like,
oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, there you like a distant memory. But but anyways, back to so it's pretty cool. Yeah, we have a lot of content, a bunch of other random stuff that we're putting out soon. So leading up to the release,
build up of the release,
the build up. So we'll just have to hopefully people see it.
Well, yeah. I mean, as long as you get the right hashtags and it's posted at the right time, and it suddenly will get some views and.
Oh yeah, we all kind of help each other out there. Just like, make sure to do this, make sure to do that. Don't put that, put this.
Well, that's a good team effort right there, where it's not solely leaning on. Yeah. Okay, you're gonna solely post the content, and we're gonna make this post, and like when everybody's working, hey, did you get that one post made yet? Oh crap, I forgot. Okay, hang on 1 second, let me get that.
Yeah, so we try to individually post our stuff on our personal accounts, like for example Instagram, because we all have different
different tastes and
different
followers,
different followers, different friends and stuff. So they will click on our stories and stuff, and just like hopefully they hit a follow or a like. So.
Yeah. And then when you guys post the content, do you give like a link to a central hub of this is where you can find our content at, like
on our bio it'll be like, I think we have our website, and then we have, you know what I mean, it'll probably have links directly to take you to our music once we have, you know what I mean,
well, once that gets
released. So it'll be easy, just click on our picture. Our thing.
It sounds easy, but we shall see how easy it is when it all starts going. But at least there's a plan there, not just like, we're gonna wing it and hope for the best.
No, Josh is kind of like the, helps. He does puts his, you know what I mean, kind of organizes everything. Like, all right, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do this, and then we, I try to back him up. We all back him up. So
he's the organizer guy.
Yep.
I noticed every band has like each member has like that certain thing that they're really good at, and others have other things that they're really good at, so. And then it takes the stress off of just one person having to do it, where everybody can get on there and post like, okay, we're going to drop this at 9:00 this afternoon. Okay.
Yeah, we try to be very organized. Like, as far as like calendars, we have a shared calendar between all of us. You know what I mean? We all have good communication. We have like group chats for days, and you know what I mean? We all try to keep as organized as possible, because I mean,
well, you gotta have like the group chat for the band, because if somebody gets an offer for a show, it needs to be like in the chat as soon as possible, so that you can get back, so you don't accidentally lose that spot or that opportunity to be able to play at something.
That's what we have that calendar for too. We put like, okay, for sure this summer, put the dates that you're gonna be out of town. That way, when you know what I mean, when we find shows, we could like kind of work around that. So,
or like this weekend won't work. So and so is getting married, and I gotta be at the wedding in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Okay, so there's 4 days that he won't be in town, so we can't book anything for.
Yeah, I know. I got like 2 of those this year. So
not in Albuquerque, other places.
Not in Albuquerque, but other places, So, but yeah, I mean, we all have our own personal lives too. So.
Nope, can't have that. You're in a band. There is no such thing as a personal life.
Yeah, I kind of gave that away when I decided to join.
You're married to 3 other guys in this in this band, and that's the.
Yeah, you're right.
That's basically what a band is in a nutshell. It's a relationship. Like, you got to be able to communicate with the other people, so then it doesn't become a toxic environment or a bad work thing, and it stays fun. Not like it feels like it's. Oh, we got practice today.
Yeah. And then I mean, yeah, we try to balance because I know like Connor and Josh are still in school. Me and Jose work full times, and like, you know what I mean.
Oh,
But I guess it helps that we're all friends. You know what I mean. And obviously I'm related to one of them, so it's like if I get mad at you, it's like, well, I'll see you at the barbecue next week. You can't say too much.
Like, we good?
Yeah. He's like, you hungry, man? Yeah? All right.
All right.
Yeah,
You eating? Yeah. All right, cool. Now we can talk.
All right, man.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
We good? We good.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is.
I was just crabby the other day. I hadn't had anything to eat yet.
It's like, you know my mom. Nah. I
Had to clean my room.
Yeah, clean my room.
That new update on that video game took longer, and I wanted to play the new update, but then I had to go to bed because I had to get up for work in the morning.
Yeah. So.
And I wasn't going to be biased on which game by saying, like, oh, that new Fortnite update.
Yeah. But.
Are you a Fortnite player? I got one of the kids is a Fortnite player.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to play a lot. Jose is the gamer of the group, so he's the one that plays a lot.
There's always, that's the funny thing about like bands. There's always those different people. There's always one guy that's always playing video games.
Oh yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's him. So I play too, but not as often. I do play. Never mind, I do. I have like 3 consoles downstairs. I do play, but
I mean,
yeah,
you gotta have all the different ones because the games aren't really like this game's solely released on this one, and this game's solely released on this one.
I got my PlayStations, my Xbox. I have a Switch too, and you know what I mean. Kind of have to.
As a gamer, yes, I do.
Yeah.
And having gamer children, yes, I do.
Yeah.
Because they have all of them.
It's so expensive now, though. It's like, man, I want to spend $70
every
time. But
buy some new strings for my guitar, or I could buy the brand new video game.
I know. I could eat for the rest of the week. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I can eat for the next couple days.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But yeah, this is definitely looking forward to when the new song comes out so I can check it out because I do like doing reaction review videos, so I'm going to go ahead and add that to my ever-mounting list of if I get time not editing stuff, then I can...
Yeah.
But I also have to be in the right head space when I do a reaction review video so then it's more authentic and I'm not exhausted just like, oh yeah, look, oh, that was a cool solo.
Yeah, that was cool, I guess.
Yeah, I gotta be mentally awake. I can't be tired or exhausted because that takes away from what I do on those. Let's see, a couple shows. So you guys have done, I know of 3 shows, or 2 shows. So how many shows have you guys done total?
Let's see. I'm going to say like 5. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, we'll go 5. Yeah, 5 sounds like a good number.
Our first show was at Winchester Saloon in Phillips. You know, a little bar.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. It was pretty fun. It was pretty fun because it was super hot, and we were all on one outlet, so it was kind of scary because we were outside and they had like extension cord, like connected to another extension cord connected to like the inside of the building. So it was kind of sketchy. It was pretty fun though, and then we're all like.
That's what makes the shows interesting. Yeah, like we're doing what?
Yeah, it's like hey, we're playing to that. That's playing to that. That's playing to that, and then it was pretty fun though. It was really hot though, and we all kind of. I mean, we had our outfit, you know, our fits. So I ended up taking off my sweater because it was like, oh, it's too damn hot. And
this is not sweater weather.
Yep, it's like August. And then the other guys.
It was sweater weather in the morning, but by the time the show happened, it is not sweater weather.
And the other guys too, they were like, yeah, we're gonna wear them. And then I think they ended up doing it. I was not that strong. I was a man. I'm like sweating. I smell. And you know what I mean? I'm gonna take it off.
And the stage lights are something that people don't understand. There's no type of heat that equals that.
Yeah. Yep. But I mean, it was fun. That was our first show, so a lot of memories of that.
Well, yeah, and hopefully good memories and not all bad.
No, all of them are good so far.
So far,
they're all good.
Just wait.
Well, even the bad ones too. You're like, man, that was funny.
But there's also the thing, like even with the bad shows, there's the learning experiences of okay, we can do this different, or this doesn't work, so we can't do that anymore. Mm. So it's always a learning thing to make your stage presence and shows.
Yeah. It's pretty cool it's pretty helpful that each of us individually have been around music some type of way, so we kind of like, you know what I mean? We had an idea of how everything went already, and like kind of like what to do and not to do, and then like, you know what I mean? It was just kind of us touching up, and we still are learning a lot of stuff. So yeah, but it's very helpful when the other guys are also kind of like, you know, they've been around that.
Everybody's on the same page.
Yeah,
if we can get better, and then,
like I think all of us, we're in school. I mean, we're in band, you know, or some choir or something. So we all kind of
something that was musically related.
Something that was musically related. So, and I've always had instruments, so you know, I just kind of mess around with it. So.
Understandable. Yeah. I mean, I fully get that.
Yeah.
Plus, like, music's everywhere anymore, so you can always.
Yeah.
It's the difference of being around it and performing it.
Oh yeah.
But you guys obviously had the experience with, like you said, being in the school groups that are like choir or band or orchestra or
jazz band.
Yeah, something else. Like some of the
guys in jazz band, and
like there's still going to be the nerves of performing, but like some of those nerves are curbed because you're like, okay, we've already done through grade school and middle school and high school, we've done 30 concerts, so we know what these butterflies are going to be, and we know how to handle it and take care of it. And
it's different though, because I remember being in school and like, well, I mean, this was like recently because I'm not that old, but like you have like 20 other kids with you, so it's like, you know, you don't feel like singled out. But I remember the first time I got on stage, and I was with my guitar, and then I was like, man, I don't know. It's kind of like I'm out here. I feel exposed.
There's 3 other guys on stage, but now I can't like hide my sound with anybody else.
Yeah,
so, like people are gonna know that. Oh, that's the guitar sound right there.
That's the lead player. That's the bass player. And then I double. So like on this on the EP, like 2 of the songs I play bass for, and the other 2 I play guitar for. So it's kind of. And even with our live shows, we've done it where, like, you know, I just switch off on bass. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's some there's a couple of videos of me just playing the bass. It's pretty fun. Basically, you know, naturally I'm a guitar player, but the bass is really fun. I like it.
I've seen that a couple of times where like people play different instruments and they've switched out. It definitely throws a different feel to the songs and the live performance.
Yeah.
When I've watched a guitar player and a drummer switch, and both of them are amazing guitar players and drummers, and it like brings a whole different feel to the song.
Yeah, we're trying to do something like that. I mean, Connor knows he's learning guitar. I guess I could keep a beat. Like, I mean, it's not too difficult. I mean, I can't do anything fancy. I can just. You know
hi-hat, snare.
And that's about it. I only know like 2 fills.
throw in some double kicks while you're at it with seven China hits and the same thing.
You know, the simple stuff, right?
You know. We want 218 BPM.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna see how long you can go before you pass out from lack of oxygen and your arms fall off.
Yeah, but. If I feel tired, I can imagine how Connor feels, because that's like a whole, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Body, you know, movement. So, like, I hear him sometimes, like, man, I'm so tired. I'm like,
time out before the next song. Let me get a drink really quick. Hang on.
I was just recording. He's like, wait, give me like 5 minutes, guys. I'm like, all right.
Let me go throw up really quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah. That literally happened. Yeah, it was like, give me 5, please. And then, I mean... you know, I mean, we don't really have because we don't know how that feels like to be playing drums for that, you know.
Oh yeah, you're just like
I mean, my shoulder hurts. That's about it. I mean, my hand cramps up sometimes.
Yeah, my index finger and thumb are like a little
yeah,
sore
but
today.
it's just like, you know what I mean. And then I'm good. But
it's like you didn't hear how many things I hit, right? Just time out.
it's like,
Let me grab a drink of water.
Yeah. And then he has to like explain it to me. He's like, did you like the boom boom part, or did you like the boom 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 part? And I was like,
music talk is so funny.
Yeah, so it's like, oh no, I like the boom 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 boom. You know what I mean? So it's
guitar player. So we went jigga jigga jant jant jigga jant jigga jant jigga jigga jant.
Did you like the part, or did you like, you know what I mean? It's
like, We're like, okay, I'm gonna play this, and he's gonna play huh?
And then I'm gonna go, you know what I mean? Or like, if I tell Connor, like,
just put it together and play. I'll write lyrics to it.
Yeah, that's pretty much happens. Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay, I know what you mean now. Now I understand what you mean. And, okay, cool.
Yeah,
now I can jot.
I like telling Connor, like, make it feel big. Like I want to like die. You know what I mean? Like, so then he'll do his thing. So it's pretty fun.
All right. Well, I think we'll go ahead and end this. This is about 30 minutes or so. So I appreciate your time, and check them out at the Liederkranz and on all social medias, which you can give your shout out to the how to find you guys on social media.
Frantic Youth on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Sure, we have other stuff too, but I'll probably have to check.
And it's all spelled the same and all
the same.
You guys actually were smart about that and got the same name on every account.
Even the website too. The website franticyouth.com. So, I mean, check us out. May 13th, right? That's when we're dropping the single. So
I like how you're asking me, like I'm.
Yeah, is that no, yes. No, May
13th.
Yeah,
May 13th is when the single comes out.
Yep. And we have a show on the 3rd, so hopefully.
So catch them on the 3rd and check out their video on the 13th.
Oh yeah. All right.